What's going on, y'all? It's your guy Tez the Fi.
Your guy CJ 100.
And we are the Fi 100 Podcast.
I need y'all to do me a favor right fast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get all of our content as soon as it drops. With that being said, let's get back to the video. You did. So what you got on the tail?
So, bro, I look at it like this as far as the traditional thing go. One, I'm lucky because...
You what?
Lucky.
I tell you that all the time.
Yeah, because I got a wife that still follows traditional values. I try to follow traditional values, and for the most part, we do. But I do concur that what y'all is saying makes a lot more sense now in 2022. And that was something I was battling with for a minute, bro. It was hard for me to accept that, but I think the more and more you actually look at what's going on, the more and more you kind of realize that things are different. That's the number one reason why I don't want to be back in the streets, because, bro, the way I grew up, the way Rudy grew up, we grew up in 2-parent household. So for me, when I seen that, that's what I wanted to emulate.
Right, me too.
But I wanted to make sure it was with the right person as well. And man, I gave an example on a panel that I did. Like, bro, for me and my wife, bro, it wasn't about the looks. It was about building a generation, but a branch of Lindsay and a branch of White that we can come together and create something different. So, am I sitting up here saying like it's impossible to do traditional? No, but it's way harder now because Rudy mentioned it. You got the females, they got the money. Now, we battle with that all the time.
That's a new dynamic. That's a relatively new thing.
Facts.
If you think about it, like basically the last 40, 50 years, right. This is new.
Yeah.
And 40, 50 years is no time when it comes to a paradigm shift.
Right.
This is a complete paradigm shift. And I think that's why we're having so many problems as far as relationships today. Because we don't know, like it's not proven yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not. What was proven was traditional relationships. So now that we're in this, now that we're in this transition, it's a little more difficult. Like I when I was married, I paid all the bills. You know what I'm saying? Now,
She worked?
No, what she did before we got married. But once we had my baby girl, we were married, and she wanted to go to school. I said, "Go to school. I got it." You know what I'm saying? But even that didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because she's not used to traditional. Because her mother and father weren't traditional.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a couple brothers, and they got kids, and they've got kids with women who weren't raised in families. And the appreciation and the respect for a man in a relationship is totally different from a woman that doesn't or wasn't in the household with a father.
Could you say it again, please?
My brothers have children with women who do not have fathers in their life or who was not raised in family situations. And their respect and appreciation for the men, for their children's fathers, are totally absent or non-existent.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Very.
Okay.
Yep. I think... Damn, that was like...
I did it for the I specifically did it for that.
But, like, man, the thing that I struggle with when it comes to this is the money aspect. And like I said, man, I think, and I wish, you know, the other young lady would have came today, because I think a lot of the times we get so caught up in followers and money, and we put that over what a husband or a wife should or shouldn't be. Like, I don't look at money as the end all be all for my woman. If she making 50 and I'm making 50, we at 100. So it's like, I don't look at that as because she got 200 or 300. She don't right. That's one of the things that me and CJ kind of fight back on a little bit, because it's like, that don't make you better than me.
That don't make you a man.
Facts.
Well, I think where that comes into difference is a woman really needs a man that she can follow, a man that she can listen to, a man that she can respect. And so I feel like, and just like a man, if you listen to any podcast, any interview, a man is always going to say that they want to be around people who are in a better situation than them, who have more money than them, who are more educated with them, so that you can pick up and learn things. If I'm with a man that's making less with me, who's less educated than me, who has a lower credit score, who staying with his mama, I can't learn anything from you.
Man,
And it's
I
not.
was with you till
It's
you
not
said with
that
the mama.
It's a what?
Like the other points you was making, like low credit score, I was with you, and then like when you say living with his mama, that's unacceptable. Like the other ones can be worked out, but it's unacceptable.
But if you don't want to work it for yourself, I'm not here to make you work it for yourself. And that's the difference.
And let me separate
As a
something.
woman, you don't want to have to teach a man. It's supposed to be the opposite.
And let me separate something from his mama shit too.
Be better.
I ain't tripping off a nigga that with his mama, he's stacking bread up and making a move.
Yeah,
that's a different guy.
Correct.
But a guy that is comfortable in his mama house and his mama washing his drawers and shit. And like Charles Barkley said, you got cookie crumbs on your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different nigga.
Right.
Versus a nigga with a purpose that when he leave, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was just about to get to that. I was finna jump on that one. I'm like,
duh, smart women can understand that, but you got to be able to differentiate.
Because I know a nigga who stayed with his mama until he got married. And that nigga was racked up.
I know exactly who you talking about, boy.
Racked up.
Boy, waiting all out.
It's a way to do it.
Yeah,
right,
okay. It's a way to do it.
Like
because in other cultures they do that.
That's
in
a
other
fact.
cultures they stay in the household with
and they ain't
grandparents,
asking you to pay no
parents, and
bills.
children.
They just like get your shit together. Yeah.
The grandparents babysit. The mamas go to work. Grandparents help with the homework. All that shit balances out.
Facts.
But we the only culture in America that does not do that.
That's
That's why we're falling so short behind. I feel like.
Yeah. And like I said, I think family play a big role in there too. And like I said, bro, that's another thing that we talk about.
Yeah.
Broken homes. And I know that's so hard to... It's a lot easier to say that in hindsight. Because, bro, everybody made mistakes.
I got a broken home.
Right.
And I still talk... I think on one incident, me and Rudy had a conversation on Bullhorn. And I was talking about that. And one thing I do when I talk about these things, I make sure I don't remove myself.
Right.
I add myself. It's not because I think my situation is the same as everybody else's, but I think of it, I put it like this. I believe in traditional roles only when children are involved. If there is no children involved, I don't see why one person needs to pay all the bills and the other person works and don't pay shit. That don't make sense to me. But when it comes to kids, I can understand why. Because my dream or my thoughts and how I move, I want to sit my wife down. That's just how I think.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not even a big factor unless children are involved. Because you look at what's going on in schools today. You see what they're teaching out here. You see what the culture is pushing forward in our children. It's like now is more. This is a time where we need to be way more involved with our kids because of what's going on out here in the world.
Yeah.
I'd never sit a woman down. Kids or not. Like
Talk about it.
The lifestyle that I like to live, it ain't no extravagant lifestyle.
Nigga, you was in Cabo.
Cap.
Listen, time out. Let me finish. It's my turn.
You finish, I'm going to still say cap, but go ahead.
My lifestyle is not an extravagant lifestyle, but I like to travel.
Extravagant?
Like, it's not extravagant.
Traveling is not cheap.
Travel is not cheap.
I'm on the same thing though.
But a Gucci bag is way higher.
I agree, but it's not cheap.
Travel is not cheap. But Louis Vuitton kicks is much higher. Travel is not cheap, but a big ass diamond chain on.
Where you going?
Memories, right.
Depending on where you're going.
I mean, it do depends on where you're going. But if I got a woman at home that I done sat down, I done sat her down. I'm the one that's bringing in the money. I'm an average nigga. I'm not a millionaire.
So, okay, hold on. Before you go further, let's say you get into the $500,000 range a year. You still got the same perspective?
To a certain extent. It changes. It definitely changes.
Okay, I'm about to call cap on your
No, it definitely changes. But if I'm getting to a $500,000 bag, she's getting to some kind of bag.
Oh, yeah.
So we still
residual.
So we still got. Now I'm gonna take on a lot more of the load because I can spare that now.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I can afford to have.
Okay, Rudy, I'm understanding you a little more.
I can afford to take over more. But I like to travel. I'm an average dude. I get a woman. I have a kid. I sit her down. My traveling is Myrtle Beach.
I hate the term independent woman, but I feel like a woman who's working, even if you bring in 200,000, I'm bringing in 40,000. Most women like to feel like they're pulling their weight, as in because we've got a lot of a lot of stuff to do. Like if you want me to look how you wanted me to look in the beginning, I gotta get my hair done, nails done, lashes done, toes done.
Does it bother you to ask your man to give you the money? Because I dealt with that in my marriage.
No, it doesn't bother me, but I just feel like it's stuff that I want that I don't feel like I want you to provide. Like right now, I'm like Rudy as in the female version. I love to travel. I'm going to Egypt next month. I just came back from, I don't even know.
Damn.
I just came back from somewhere. So that's a lifestyle that I provided for myself that makes me happy. And I don't feel like I want anybody else to come in and has to provide that for me. I really want him, like I said, to come in and join me with that. So, but if you can't, I don't want to be barking down your throat because you can't.
With that, okay, I'm glad you said that. Because now what I want to know, if he can't provide that, is that a deal breaker?
Yes.
Why,
yes.
when you said that you would rather do it for yourself?
Because if
this
I'm
is what
going to Egypt next month and I'm in a relationship and you can't go, I want to downgrade and not go because you can't go. That's not fair to me. It's how am I gonna be in a relationship and you can't go, and I'm going with my sister and her boyfriend and my brother and his girlfriend, and I gotta go by myself?
I'm stroking my chin hairs now. Okay.
That's not fair to make me downgrade what I think is luxury because you're not able to afford it.
Fellas, what y'all think about
that?
I want to know what the fellas think. What y'all think about that?
Planning comes in with this type of stuff.
I agree.
Okay.
Like 9 to 5 niggas don't got drug dealer money.
Facts.
So
unless you me, you know what I mean?
Unless you Rudy.
And Rudy.
I'm a drug
dealer. But
dealer.
I feel like you
capping.
just gotta
Rudy
prioritize.
I'm a drug dealer.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said I want somebody with matching goals, because I might not buy a Louis Vuitton purse, like you said, Louis Vuitton shoes, but I want to go to Africa, but I want to go to Bali or whatever.
That's an expensive trip right there.
But see,
I sell paper clips for a living, so I'm struggling.
But see, this my thing too is, do you look down on him if he can't?
Let's go. But
it depends on the man.
Like, it's not looking down, but she basically said that's a disqualifier.
And that's cool, but I feel like one of the other issues that we have when we come to these situations is you will accept him and y'all will be in a relationship, and when he can't do it, it's his
resentment.
And that's part of the woman's problem, because she's settling and she doesn't understand that she's settling. Off top, I'm already asking questions like, do you have a passport?
Aside them 3 months, but we ain't gonna get into that.
What 3 months?
But with
What you talking about?
It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. That made it even better.
You'll catch it. You'll catch it.
You talking about the 90
hung.
It took you 3 months to get married with the bro.
Oh, okay.
And ain't find shit out in 3 months.
But I wasn't traveling at that point in time either, so
that gave you more time to figure out.
You had nothing shit to do.
Nothing.
You in Memphis like a motherfucker.
Fact.
Or were you?
But yeah, you know.
But I think with that, men will get under, like we will deal with women as less or not where we're at, and we will try to bring them up. I think with women, that same thing should be out there, because there's men that has like potential, have drive, but need that little guidance that women bring.
So see, this is where, like, I agree with that, but see, I got a daughter, so that changed my whole perspective. Do I want her to deal with the man that she has to build up? Not
necessarily building up though. That's
right.
It's not building up.
Nah.
Like me, I dealt with women that I was always, mine is, a couple of them.
Right.
But most of the women I dealt with were women that wasn't making as much money as me.
Okay.
Like, didn't have the drive. Like, and I felt like, I can, if I get behind her and give her that little push, because I'm talking to you, telling me these are your plans, this is what you want to do. That shit, like, I'm like, I can make that happen for you. I'm in a position to make that happen.
I feel like, just from my experience in life and seeing certain relationships, women resent a man that they gotta push like that, versus a man that's leading like that.
A woman should be helped.
I'm not gonna say resent though. It depends on the man. It really depends on the man. Like,
break that down for me.
Okay, I'm dating the guy that I was telling you I dated. He might not have time to go to Egypt next month, but that's because he's busy hustling, get his money. He's rich as fuck.
That's me as fuck.
And then I've got another dude
not
that
the
can't
rich part,
go.
though.
he's had a lot of money, but right now he's in a down season, so he's in a situation where he really can't go. Now this man has all the same qualities as this man. I'm not gonna downgrade this man. He's very much so everything that I want him to be, but he's never had anybody come into his life and be like, instead of going Houston, Atlanta, Vegas every fucking year, let's go to Egypt. Let's go to South Africa. Let's go to Bali. Let's go to, you know what I'm saying? Let's go explore the world. It's more than America.
Right.
So it's men that you can already see they have the potential. Like, for instance, when we're talking about food, this man is like, have you tried fufu? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I'm like, nah, I've never tried that.
Fugazi.
That's one of them African foods. Jalafu.
Is it green?
No, nigga.
That's one of them soups. You take that little
take
white
your hand
bean
and
breast
you-
up and you,
yeah.
I don't know. Watch
I'm
Mike,
just- I'm
what's his
just
name?
a-
Michael
This some
Blackson
cultural
page.
shit.
I'm
He
just,
was
a,
eating it yesterday.
I'm just a nigga from the Haven. I apologize.
That's the thing. Now, with that, boom, you meet a woman that's making crazy money.
Right.
You done ran into her. And she tell you, hey, baby, let's go get some fufu. And you be like, the fuck is fufu? Now, she see that you're not on her level. Do she got the right to drop you?
I think yes.
Yeah.
That's stupid as hell. Because
Exactly.
you don't know fufu. You know nothing about fufu. That's because you haven't been opened up to fufu.
Right.
Some
Your
niggas too
palate-
stuck in
That
White Haven.
would be stupid
Too
to
stuck
do.
in
You're-
Memphis, too stuck in the United States of
Exactly.
America. They never been opened up to it. And I'm coming this from a different point of view because I'm originally British. My mom is from England. I was born in England.
Whoa.
My dad
Hold
is
on,
Jamaican.
hold on.
He moved to
Cup
England
of
at
tea,
a young
eh?
age
sure.
from across the pond.
Would you like a cup of tea? Eh?
I would actually, but I grew up in Japan, so I'm
You a military
coming to-
baby?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
But I moved straight from Japan to Orange Mound.
Woo.
Hell of a trend.
That's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
damn
So-
culture shock.
I ain't never been, but I know it's a culture shock.
Man.
Yeah, it was a lot. But you see what I'm saying? So I'm a little bit biased, but at the same time, I'm thinking I had to get back to that. Finances and kids and life get caught up, and then you just like, okay, now I want to go traveling, but I don't have the funds.
I've
But
never
you make
asked,
it happen.
I've never asked a woman this on the podcast. What role does your father play in what you want in a man?
A lot. Major role. And I might not have realized that for a long time because, like I said, my parents got divorced when I was in high school, like 10th grade. But I remember seeing my dad bringing flowers, my dad barbecuing on Saturday and Sunday. He cutting the grass, he cleaning the yard, you know, little things like that. He's washing the cars. And that's what I want out of a man.
So I want to get back to one piece of the subject where you were talking about pushing a man or motivating a man. And one thing that I speak on with that is I agree that a woman shouldn't be the one that's primarily doing that, like, of course. But at the same time, I do feel like we can feed off each other. Like, me and my wife wouldn't be in the position we are in now if it wasn't for both of us pushing each other. It wouldn't. When people say marriage is supposed to elevate both people, it really is.
Yeah, show that.
And I think what y'all bringing up with the traveling and stuff plays a big role in it. I do believe that you are supposed to have those different experiences. But like I said, I think my only pushback is if you look down on a man or even a woman, well, definitely a man.
That's the
on
issue. That's the issue.
On not being able to do that. Now, where do you think that pushes him?
And before you answer that, because I wanna drive a point home because that was so important. Because here's why men push back on this women making money thing. Because when women make more money, they look down. They look at a man as less than, and they basically categorize a man to his wallet. And the point that I'm trying to make is it didn't matter how much dude made when the Titanic went down. It didn't matter how much dude made when somebody broke in their house. It didn't matter how much he made when you need that pickle jar open. And that's why I feel like you got people like, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, because they pushing back on some of these narratives because it's like, wait a minute, don't devalue me as a man because I don't make a lot of money. And I think that's why when we deal with women with money, it may be an insecure issue, but it's a reason for the insecurity. So
right.
You can go ahead and answer Ted's question. My bad.
I've never had the insecure issue.
Me either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Look at his shoulders.
Now I do think it does come to
He knows how to open a pickle jar.
it does come to the man.
This nigga open the studio,
right.
open the roof up in the
Fact.
fucking studio right now.
Superman.
Shit, he can pull a car.
Hang,
off
hang,
somebody.
hang, hang.
never had that issue. I just had to go there because.
But like I said, bro, but this is my thing too. It's different tax brackets to these too. And I think that's another thing.
That's a fact.
One of the things that we tend to do is generalize. Mm-hmm. And that's how these conversations go in these type of spaces because you can't speak individually all the time.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I say me, I'm talking about me. When he say CJ, he talking about CJ.
Right.
But when we have these bigger conversations, it's like, okay, I got to generalize. But when we talking about tax brackets and stuff like that, like, I'm man enough to say, Rudy might be in a different tax bracket than me, but Rudy don't look down on me because we in two different tax brackets. Because as men, we both, all of us know it ain't about that.
It's a code.
It's a code to this.
Yeah.
Right.
As a woman, when you are not informed into that code, you might look at it like, he ain't as good as Rudy because he don't make this amount.
Misinterpret it.
Right.
The
but
movie,
he might have better qualities.
What's the movie Acrimony with Taraji P. Henson? That's a great example.
Good movie too.
Where he's not, he doesn't have it yet. It definitely is a stupid movie.
Stupid.
She was an idiot.
Great.
But what's funny about that is that a lot of women today would make that mistake.
Yeah.
Because they only looking at what's right now versus the potential.
How long you supposed to hold somebody down?
It depends on what he's doing. I feel like you shouldn't hold a nigga down
You can
if he's doing nothing.
Right.
Let me ask y'all something though.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like you can really be around your nigga, right? You could be around each other. If you're with your friends, right?
Yeah.
You can see greatness in somebody they might even not even see in themselves.
Right.
You can be like, dang, you talented a dance artist. You might think you just you just freestyling. But somebody else looking at you, a talent agent, and they're like, you have a whole lot of potential. But they don't see it in themselves. So I feel like when you're in a relationship, and even not even a relationship between a man and a woman, just a relationship between man and man,
relationships, period.
a woman and a woman, you can just say, man, you should do this. You got a lot of potential here. And people don't realize until they get with somebody that helps them or guides them. So you can be in a relationship with a man that doesn't have money, but he's got that drive. And I love to see that drive and that motivation in somebody. And I'm just like,
how important is that?
The drive?
Because, because
that drive is important because I'm going to quit my job every day. Every day I'm ready to quit. I need some motivation.
So do you, see, this is where I get confused when it comes to women and their ambitions and also wanting a man to provide a lifestyle. So what's the balance? Like, what do you, let's ask this. What do you expect from a man? And tell me what's most important to you as a man. Well, as a woman wanting a man.
Intelligence.
That's number one. What's number two?
Attraction.
Number three.
Humor. I love a man that can make me laugh.
Over stability.
You sure about this?
Right.
Yeah.
I said intelligent. I feel like intelligence comes along with credit intelligence, money making intelligence, business intelligence.
Okay, I give you that one.
You gotta have that above
loophole.
Yeah, she
kind of did finesse a little bit. Like, I ain't gonna give it to you all the way.
And attraction. If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you mentally.
She hit it again.
If I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally.
Right.
Like, I can look at you and be like, he fine, but he's stupid. He fine, but
a lot of them women.
They hit a lot
he
of them
ain't
like
got
that.
not the sense that a rat was giving.
Fat, but she's stupid.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So I'm too grown to say I'm attracted to somebody physically and everything else is not aligned. That's dumb.
I agree.
As a 35-year-old woman.
So give me a percentage. How important is a man income? And what I mean is in the sense of he's making as much as you or more. Like what? Like could you be with a man that provide all those things you just mentioned from 1 to 3, but he makes less than you?
Yeah, but I really like a nigga with some alpha spirit. Like I want a dude that just got like that confidence when he walk in the room and he's just like, I mean, it don't matter if he got $1 in his pocket. And I ain't talking about.
I'm an alpha nigga for real.
Rudy,
this can be misconstrued totally, but I'm talking about if he has those 3 things. Yeah. If you sitting in the audience with people like Jay-Z and he talking about he got $4 billion and you got 400,000, but you in that presence and you like, but I got the potential to get there, and you've got that drive and that motivation and attraction.
Does money contribute to alpha, in your opinion?
In so many ways. I'm not gonna say you can't pay your phone bill, you can't pay your light bill, you can't pay your rent bill, and I'm attracted to you. No,
I'm not talking about the necessities. I'm talking about the bag.
No, I don't really need nobody to come in and buy me no purses and bags and stuff. Like,
I mean the bag, like he got bread. Not
I got
like
some dudes that got some bread that I don't like.
Why? Oh, that's great.
I'm just not feeling them like that. I like a dude that's in the streets but not in the streets. Like I like a dude that's from the hood but he's not in the hood. Rudy the Songwriter, how do you feel about dating a woman that makes more money than you? And I'm talking about more than that.
Oh, I love it. Right.
Why?
Money don't make a man to me. And money don't make anybody better than me. Like, I'm a real nigga, man. I'm a man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I am a man. I can't.
Your value ain't just tied to money.
In my life.
Come on.
No, in my life, I've been called a bitch by a woman twice.
Come on, Rudy.
Twice in my life. Huh?
Where they at right now?
Ooh.
One of them taking care of my kid, and the other one is gay.
That masculinity put in another space. You hear me? Hung, bitch, hung.
But that ain't because the way I carry myself. I don't carry myself like I can be played with.
Right.
Like I stand on the facts of a man.
Repeat that.
He don't play himself like a nigga that can be played with.
I need another one. I need another one of those.
I don't carry myself like a nigga that can be played with.
What does that mean, Rudy?
I demand respect.
Okay.
I give respect.
Okay.
When somebody comes to me and talk to me, they gonna be talking to a man that's gonna give them manly advice. I'm not out here following, like, not saying there's something wrong with it, but following trends. I'm not easily manipulated. I don't go off he say, she say. Like, I'm going to give you the uncut.
Right.
And I move like a man. Like, I do manly things. That's why I tell y'all, bitch niggas make it easier for real niggas.
Right. You talked about that earlier. Break that down for us.
So, a lot of men, in which we should feel that way, just like women should feel this way, we're prizes. Women are prizes as well. But a lot of men see themselves as the prize and go way beyond. Like, they become real feminine. Like, they have feminine ways. Like, they become little drama queens.
Yes.
They like toxic shit and push it. Arguing back and forth with women. Men don't argue back and forth with women, man. We don't do that.
Right.
Like, that's just straight up. There's laws that have been laid by the land that has been followed by real niggas and going to continue to be followed by real niggas.
It'll never change.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you don't put your hands on a woman.
Right.
There's a law that has been laid. Like, at least unless she hits you first.
Right.
But
facts. Them facts.
But
did you just snort?
Yes, I did.
And that's on a loud too.
I do this sometimes.
But a lot of women that I talk to, they fall madly in love with me because of how I carry myself. Like, come on now, you come on now, you my best friend. You know what's up with me.
You are very extremely rare. You have this presence about yourself that doesn't have to be spoke of. And I'm like that too. Like, I feel like when you just have that, and I don't want to say alpha female. They say alpha females don't exist. But I feel like I can be around a group of women and they already know what it is.
You're an alpha amongst females.
Yes. I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to curse. I don't have to none of that. They already know. They respect you. Right.
You give
and I
off
feel
an
like
aura.
you have that about yourself.
You know when you're in the room with
them.
them.
Exactly.
Right. And it's like I respect him so much because he has this just ability to carry himself. I could put this man in 10 dudes that I'm talking to and they not gonna have a problem with him because he carries himself a certain way. He's always respecting me.
Wow.
So nobody can ever disrespect him around me. And I feel like a lot of women are just in awe of that.
And that's what it is, because they can see it. Like, they see me do small things that men do.
Huge.
What men supposed to do.
Right.
That's normal to me. like holding the door.
It's just
normal to
everyday
me.
shit.
You with your son. Let's
walking
talk
on-
about this subject.
Exactly.
And that's
like,
another thing.
Because that's
Women love that shit. With
I
their
love
kids.
and bro, and
Love
I
it.
do it just because I want to do it. Like I don't think about what
Yep.
I'm doing.
It's
Right.
not. I'm not trying to get a
for
result.
the likes or for the
Yeah.
attention. You just doing it because you want to be a great dad.
Facts.
Right.
And that is
Yes.
the utmost to me.
And
Like,
see, that go deeper into the point of money not being the worth of a man.
Exactly.
It's more
Right.
to it. The money might add a little bit, but if I'm carrying myself like a bitch, she gonna look at me as a
No
bitch.
you gonna
respect.
get
You a
treated
bitch with
like
money.
bitch by
Facts.
somebody
That's-
like me.
We
Yes,
had
you
this
are.
conversation. We was talking about Russell Wilson and Sierra, and we had that whole conversation. Me, Rudy, and Tez. It's not that Russ. I'm not saying Russ is a bad guy, but the money didn't make him
That.
exponentially better.
Right.
It's the man that you are that really like money helps. It's not just like having a huge dick helps, but it's the huge dick won't keep that woman in line.
Right.
See,
Exactly.
it's an imaginary, or what would they call it? Like an unspoken rule.
Yeah.
A woman gonna respect the man. We've had women on this podcast like Two Broken Eggs, where we've seen them do other podcasts and disrespect the shit out of man. That didn't come up once with us.
Nope.
Because of how you carry yourself.
Right.
It is a part of it. It's understanding how to be a leader, and a woman understanding how to follow that man. But she ain't just gonna follow any other fucking man.
Period. And
And
that's
see-
been my problem.
Go ahead,
That's
Coco.
the
Go ahead,
problem.
cook,
I'm sorry,
cook.
I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you good.
Cook.
You the guest.
But I just want to follow somebody that I feel like can make me better. Like I figured out a lot of crap by myself.
Mhm.
I feel like I've carried myself a lot along the way. I've been through a lot of shit. And I done elevated myself through all that. Now, if you're going to come in and you can't make me any better than what I am now, what I need you around for? And everybody feels like that. Everybody feels like they need somebody around to push them,
That's
to motivate them, to
gender
guide them,
neutral.
to support
Facts.
them. Like, I really want somebody this time that's like, dang, I see this in you. And I dated somebody. That's the whole reason I went to college. It's because I dated somebody. We were like friends for 6 years, never smashed. Friends
I
for
was about to
6
ask you.
years. And then we end up smashing. But he was just like, I see you doing this. I can see this potential in you. I see this and that. And nobody had ever told me that before. And I went and signed up for college that month.
I did that with my wife. I told her, you greater than what you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I saw it. It's like your daddy wasn't there like he was supposed to be, but I'm daddy right now.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm telling you.
And he wasn't shit. He was a cheating dog nigga, but he had this way about him that just made me want to just
It don't matter the auxiliary
exist in
shit.
my potential. Like,
And see, that's what we talk about on this podcast. It's like I understand cheating is a cardinal sin,
Thanks.
but every man don't cheat the same way. You don't get the same response, because if she respects you as a man and understand the value you add to her life, she gonna reconsider some shit.
And
I did for about some months.
That's all that matters. You
Right,
reconsider.
right.
And he's still trying to get back. You know what I'm saying?
And see, there's one thing I wanted to add too. When we talk about these conversations, I think one of the things is most in the space that we in, most men don't have real dialogue with women. Like you right here. Most of the time you see guys talking through avatars and on
Virtual.
computers, and it's like, nah, when you able to do it, when it's a nice looking lady beside you, when it's a guy that you respect, brothers that you respect, it's a lot different than online.
Did y'all hear the reverence that she got for Rudy?
Exactly.
It's because on this mic, he's the same Rudy off.
Facts.
That matters.
And that's
All the way
key.
around.
I just want to say I want to appreciate the guest for coming through,
Facts.
or guest for coming through, because the other nigga is not a guest.
Yeah,
Hit the
true.
blue button for me. That's his signature.
One perk.
I've had enough.
He itching like a motherfucker right now.
I want to thank the guest for coming through. We had a very good conversation. So, as far as, let's just end this on a relationship and building family note. Everybody just say what they appreciate about the opposite sex. Rudy, you got it.
What do I appreciate about the opposite sex?
He don't know.
The right on one in the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's a hell of a question.
It is a hell of a question. It's a loaded question too.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely appreciate the drive that the opposite sex puts behind a nigga that needs that drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like how a woman can pull the inner, you know what I'm saying, gorilla out of a nigga that just needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we get beat down a lot about certain things, but when you find that one that understands where you coming from and knows her power, like that's it. The woman that knows her power and don't abuse it.
Yeah.
Like that's I love that type of woman, man.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's the one. I appreciate that in a woman. The ones that know their power and don't abuse it.
Yeah.
Like that's me.
I kind of got lost in his answer. What was the question?
That was
that was
dope.
But what do you appreciate most about the opposite sex?
What do I appreciate most about the opposite sex? I feel like finding your role in a relationship. I feel like what we've been trained this whole time is what the Bible taught us and what we saw our grandparents do. But I feel like the most important thing is finding a relationship that works for you and finding that balance that works for you. So like, I'm just really trying to, I'm not independent by choice. I'm independent by, because I had to do this. Circumstance.
Yeah.
My
Perfect
son's
word.
dad passed away and through divorce and through my mom passed. And this is what I have to do to take care of my family and my kids. So I'm just respectful and appreciative that I know there's a man that's gonna come in and just have that oomph about him and just know the power and know he's appreciated, and I'm just ready to be submissive for when he comes my way.
Gotcha.
And just know, nigga, that whenever you come and you got that real deal oomph, you gonna stick around. Cause it's my best friend. I've been around for a long time.
What Mystical say? I know you niggas looking for me.
I know these niggas looking for me. Period.
And
Hello.
on record, never have I ever done anything with her. Like, we are friends, real deal friends.
Wrong button.
And on my son.
They be ready to jump to that too. I be
Man,
like, no, just
never, ever.
That's a
for
good
real, my nigga. This for real.
defense mechanism because I done had to do it too. But for me,
For you too. Just friends.
I mean,
Yeah, like,
bro, we know the environment we live in. Like,
show that.
Liking all his friends on this side of the table.
everybody knows.
Fucking with that.
Friendship stop in the middle.
Yeah, you gotta hit the draw. Hit the draw one more time for him, nigga.
Friendship stop in the middle.
To the left, nigga. Beyonce in there, ho. Hang.
I can't take y'all.
My boy.
But
What do you appreciate and value most about your wife? Because you married.
I mean, since you gonna make it personal, I mean,
Got to, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, the fact that she is actually a wife and a mother. A lot of people, it's a lot of women that's wives that ain't wives. Just like it's a lot of husbands that's husbands, but they not husbands.
Talk about it.
They just got a title. And the way I grew up, the way me and Rudy grew up, we seen it. We seen what real men was. We seen what real women were. And growing up like that, it puts that drive in you to want to be that. But you have to find the right partner to do that with. So for me, it's just my wife is a real wife. She ain't trying to outstunt me. I ain't trying to outstunt her. The goal is we elevate each other. We wouldn't have that house if it wasn't for both of us. We wouldn't have 2 cars if it wasn't for both of us. We wouldn't have what we got in the bank account if it wasn't for both of us. So that's, to me, with my wife personally, I appreciate that more. Like, she a wife. She ain't acting like one.
And can I just add to that? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm doing this by myself and he ain't talking about nothing. I'm talking about, I just want to be able to add to somebody. Like, all right, he already a boss, but what did I bring to that situation? What can I add to that situation? How can I make that situation better? Because you a boss, but you ain't that. And when I come into that situation, I want to make it that.
Yeah.
You know, I never looked at it like that. The perspective that they want to add.
Yes.
Yeah.
A woman is your help.
Right
bro.
one.
I know I can make a man better.
And that's the thing.
But I just have to want to. Like, what is it about you that makes me want to make you better?
It
what
gotta
can I
be
see in
something there.
you?
Right.
How do you already push yourself? How do you already have a drive? How do you already have dreams? And how can I help you get there?
Because ain't no wrong with having a boss woman, bro. You a boss, she a boss, cool. But she know her boss role.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
I'm
when it
cool.
comes to you, she know that you top dog.
Yeah.
Right.
She
That's the
know
key.
that when his family is in trouble, you the nigga that got to answer. Like that's.
It should depend on that.
And I'm
Exactly.
cool where I'm at with my job. I'm not trying to be CEO or none of this or none of that.
And even if you want to be CEO,
I just want to, right.
cool.
But you can't be CEO in the house.
Exactly.
Oh my damn!
Money does not.
Wait a
Exactly.
minute.
Money does not put
Wait
anybody.
Wait a goddamn minute.
But that's when, even if I'm bringing 50-50 in, you paying half the bills, I'm paying half the bills. At some point, them traditional values got to be swayed because I can't work 40 hours at a job and then come home and do 40 hours
It's a
at
new
home.
world.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of want somebody to understand that, all right, housework is part work too. Parenthood is half work too. And so that's where it comes to be where we're at. Like with my husband, he didn't understand that. Like, all right, you work 40 hours, I work 40 hours, but job don't stop when I come home. And so you just kind of that whole traditional thing got to be swayed just slightly, just a little bit, to where it's like we got to understand, like, this is a joint thing. This is a team effort. The story goes is that Hades punished us because we were being bad humans, and he separated us. Originally, we had 2 heads and 4 legs and 4 arms, and he separated us in order to punish us and had made us find our other half our entire lives. I'm just looking for my other half.
So, ended on this from a single man that is halfway celibate, right?
What the fuck is halfway celibate?
If you don't get it, you just don't get it.
Right.
Just put the tip in.
I was thinking he just getting head, but okay.
So, what I value in the opposite sex is transparency, feminine energy, that calm and soft spirit that brings me from the Hulk to Bruce Banner. That woman that adds that level of me that I didn't know. Louis Farrakhan caught a lot of hell recently because he said, when a man finds that woman, he finds heaven. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I appreciate about a woman. And specifically, a black woman.
Thanks. So look, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Coco, look, man, we'll love to have you on again.
Facts.
Like, Kane gave the energy, was honest with the situation, and we appreciate that. Because a lot of motherfuckers be putting on.
Cap.
But Rudy, he part of the 5100 podcast, damn near so. So look, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, watching this, bro. So look, on that note, we gonna wrap this thing up. So for your guy Tez the 5,
your guy CJ 100.
we are the 5100 podcast.
Real peel.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?